Hi guys, so this morning I woke up and I've been up for a couple hours now and I still haven't decided what I was going to do, and I realized the date because yesterday was Miranda's birthday. So thank you guys for all the well wishes for her and birthday wishes. You guys are really sweet. And I realized, oh, today's the last day of Local King's sale. So Lisa did send an item here. Well, she sent a few items for review, and we've already reviewed the other ones, but this is the last one that I have here to show you guys from the new releases. So these were sent to me free of charge for my review, and all opinions are my own. So yeah, so she has 20% off regular price purchase on her whole site. And then we have an extra 10% off code. It'll be here. It'll be in the description box. The link to these items I'll be using are in the description box. With Local King, I do not have affiliate links, but if I link anything else that you might see here that might be helpful, it might be an affiliate link. So that means that I will make a small commission if you make purchases from those items. This is just, your typical review here. So, this is the Vase 3 combo. It has one stamp and 2 die cuts. And what's interesting about the dies for this one, because it's like this picture, is that she also included another third little die in the middle here, so you can cut out the handle if you really wanted the handle to be more popped out. So today what I'm going to do is actually really ink up and do something with the background of the card, which normally it's just kind of back there, and then we do the the topper that's really pretty. This is still going to be very pretty. I'm just not going to do a lot of inking on this one. So we're going to put this to the side for right now, but again, this is one of the new images, the 2020 Combo 003. So thank you so much, Lisa, for sending that for my review. I did want to mention somebody else that asked me about shipping. Thought the shipping was going to be free. No, so she has her shipping prices. You can check their website. I'm not super familiar with that. The times that she offers free shipping is usually with the specials of the month, but again, that changes, so you can always check her site. Otherwise, her stuff does come in from Canada, and the shipping is as such. And I always say I always maximize my shipping, so if the shipping's going to be however much money, I try to add as many things to my cart that maxes out that price of shipping before it goes to like the next higher level of shipping. But that's just me, so do whatever you like, obviously. But yes, there is shipping still involved with the products there. So we're just going to jump right in. So this is a stamp I picked up in my last haul. This is the Happiness stamp, and it has all these little pretty butterflies and nice fun things going on in the background. So I'm going to do is stamp this, but first we're going to make a background, and I'm just going to, not really rainbow kind of background, but just add some colors. Then we're going to go over it with some embossing powder. And then I'm going to color everything else in black ink. So I have my black soot here. I'm going to use this Frosted Crystal embossing powder from Ranger. I've never tried this one before, but it's supposed to be kind of like matte. So we'll see what this looks like. Otherwise, you can use your shiny embossing powder. And I have that too, but I was like, well, I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to use my magic mushrooms here. And this one, like I told you guys, I had labeled the tops like this, and I do like to keep them in there, little guys. You can also get holders for them, but I like to keep them just kind of put in here. So we need blue, I need pink, and I'll need the black one in just a minute, so I'll put that to the side. And here's purple. All right. And so I'm just going to kind of go along, and just to add some colors. This isn't going to be anything super fancy. I'm just trying to... Because what's going to happen when we stamp over this, you're not going to end up seeing a whole lot of it. And I kind of wanted to keep it light because I want the black to really pop. So I don't want these colors to be super dark that the other color doesn't pop too much. So I'm just laying down color. So we'll just start with the pink, then I'll go in with the blue, and if I have to come back in, I'll do that too. Yeah, that was better. I didn't hold my paper very well the first time, and it kind of shifted on me, so I had some little lines I wasn't looking for. And then we're going to do purple. Oh, sorry, this is Crushed Velvet. With my Harmony Water Reactive ink. Again, any ink you're distressing, whatever inks you like, dye inks. Water Reactive dye in Midnight, that's the blue one, and then the pink is obviously Fuchsia. Okay, this is good. This one's kind of light. I wonder if that ink pad's drying out. For Crushed Velvet, it's usually kind of a deep color. I don't really pounce it too much, but this time it might actually be getting old. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm gonna go back with some pink or fuchsia. Try this way. Okay, so it's just to add color, just so you have some variation of your color there. Okay, I'll clean these off later. I'm gonna give this just a second to dry because I don't want like my embossing powder and stuff to stick to this. But so I'm just gonna give this a little minute to dry. So I just hit it with a heat tool. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, okay. I am gonna use my stamp positioner for no other reason than I just want to. But you know, Lisa a lot of times with these large background stuff, she'll just ink it up and then she'll bring this over and just rub on top. So you can definitely do that. You don't even have to take it off of this. But I don't know. You know what? Maybe I will. Yeah, I'll just do that. You know why? I just don't feel like putting it on here and making sure there's any bubbles. But basically, if you were going to put this on a stamp position, you just want to make sure, like right now when I picked it up, I don't know if you can see like there's air bubbles behind here. And if you leave those air bubbles, you want to make sure to kind of just continue to peel this up until it flattens out without having air bubbles so you get a nice stamp. Okay, so just like that. Basically what I just did on this, that's what you would do. So I'm going to take my Versa Mark watermark ink pad. Now this one's super old and I actually have a refiller for it. I have been using the Crafter's Companion one. That one's fine too. I'm going to use this one right now that it's here. Why did I pick that up? Since I picked it up off of here, this thing wants to act funny because now it's not laying the right way. Okay, there. So I'm just going to ink, and of course you just want to make sure this gets everywhere, and I like to use a lot, but at the same time, you can see where it's shiny, that's where it is, right? So just make sure. And this is the background, so it's not going to have to be like super duper perfect if you miss an area. It's not the biggest deal. I'm going to take this guy over. I think I got everything. And I'm just going to lay this down. And you can do this with a colored ink too. It doesn't have to be your watermark ink, Versamark. You can use a pigment ink is good because they stay wet for a long time. And that'll hold your embossing powder real well too. So I'm just really making sure that this is, I'm touching every area here. And I can see that on there. Hopefully, can you see that? You can see it. I can, yeah. Okay, so let's put this to the side. And again, maybe you want to use shiny powder. I should have had this ready to go. It still has the plastic, oopsie, label on it. Oh, come on. I'll be right back. It wasn't very late. Like, you know, I used my teeth. Okay, to get that off. So I'm just gonna pour, actually, why am I holding it up? I'm gonna pour basically the whole bottle on this. That's normally how I do this. I don't care because we're gonna collect it back anyway, so it's not the biggest deal. But let me get some going that way. And then the rest of it coming down this way. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to skip like that because I don't know what happened to the recording. So all I did, again, just pat off everything that was on there, obviously. And then I hit it with this. And what's weird about this stuff, this, I'm just going to show you again real quick. The frosted crystal is that it's very frosted. It's kind of cool. But okay, so all I did, sorry guys, was just smack it off there and just kind of, obviously, melt your embossing powder. And then when I went to do this, I noticed that this thing wasn't saying record. And I'm like, no. So I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry. All right. So I'm just going to take my Distress ink, the black soot. And this is still warm. And I probably should wait because it feels sticky. It's kind of interesting. So what I was just doing, I'm going to get the black soot and bring it through here. And just... I'm kind of patting it because it's warm, but I mean, you can obviously rub it in. I just don't want to rub this stuff away because I don't know. But it looks funky because the areas that are not going to get covered up are the areas that obviously the embossing powder didn't stick to, which again, really let your background dry. I think I could have done a better job of that. But I'm just coming in here and I'm rub because again, if I go like this, I feel like it's going to rub away that warm stuff. So let that cool off. I am so sorry, you guys. Obviously it wasn't the biggest thing, it's just what it is, but. And we're basically just covering up the background colors, but what's not gonna get covered up is the embossing powder. And this is a really cool look. I didn't know what that frosted look was gonna do, so I knew it was gonna be rough, not shiny, because if it was shiny, you just rub it over and then you can even take a towel and wipe it off, and that will kind of go away. It'll help that pop, and maybe I can still do that with this stuff, I don't know, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. That is super cool, and it feels like frosted. So strange. But see how the colors come out, and then you see the butterflies and things, and it's just a little bit more rough. It looks a little more distressed, and maybe that's what they're going for, I don't know, but that's really cool. I can see the word happiness there. Really pretty. Okay. So I'm gonna clean up, and then we will cut out the topper, and I'm very sorry about that messing up there. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just paused to take a closer look to make sure that, you know, because it was hard to see that crystal. I guess because it's so powdery looking, it was kind of hard to, so I wanted to make sure it really attached to like the parts that I wanted it to. And when I came back and pressed record, my camera did not take. It's happened before, but seldomly, so I'm sorry, but okay. So again, if you want to wipe this down, it still feels kind of sticky. This stuff is interesting. So I don't know. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to end up rubbing it off, but usually what I would do is come in like with a paper towel or something and just kind of rub off the top area to get whatever color whatever black soot that might be stuck on the embossing powder so that your image is a little more crisp. And again, if you're using just like, you see the black ink that's coming up, and that's because it's on the embossing powder. So it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to when I do that. If this was just shiny embossing powder, it would come right off because it just like repels the ink, the black soot or whatever ink you went over on the top. But I can see that that is popping a little better, right? Taking off some of that excess. Interesting stuff. I don't know why it still feels sticky. Like tacky a little bit. Look at that. Lovely. Okay. And then with the top, I was just going to cut the picture out just with like some paper, and I'm probably going to use this Centura Pearl. Someone said this is called champagne. Someone else told me it's called mink. I think gold would be really pretty, but I was going to kind of keep it muted, so I don't know. I'm still going to do this one here. Actually, you know what? With the colors that are on here, I feel like maybe I just should do something else. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just do purple. I was going to do gold because I think it looks really pretty, but I think I'm just going to do this purple, and I'm just going to cut a piece of that. And then we're going to cut out the background in black paper, and for right now I'm just going to take a piece of foam, so I'm going to use my marquee to cut this out. And I want the embossing to be there, so foam and Centura Pearl. Of course, if you're using any other die cutting machine, just use your embossing sandwich. You would cut it out and then run it through with your embossing sandwich after that. And we're going to take this. So the stamp itself, again, is a shadow stamp. So it's the same kind I've been doing for the last, however long with the Local King stamps. Just color it in however you'd like with all your markers and then stamp it. And you can cut it out. So it's the same kind of thing. Really pretty. Of course, we'll do that at a later date. Okay, so I'm just going to get this guy for right now. Actually, should we run that? I'm going to run this through too. So I need some tape. Ooh, I barely got that one going. All right, good. I eyeballed that one a little too on the nose there. I'm going to stick this down somewhere where it's not too much of the paper that's in here. And then this guy, and I'm going to make it so it doesn't move. So that one I'm going to stick down pretty good, pretty well. And the example that Lisa has on the website is really cute. It's basically she just did this on, like, I would say white paper probably, and then she inked it up through the embossing, the little embossing capability, and that was it, instead of also using the stamp. So that was kind of interesting that you can just use the dies to do something decorative and pretty. Ooh, look at that. My goodness. So pretty. You know, I'm wondering, this probably cuts out the handle already. Let's see. Yep, I didn't need to put that in there. So we learned. I was gonna say, you know why? Because she always has such detail. I don't think you need that middle piece because it cuts it itself. So, all right, good to know. Look how pretty and popped up that is. Oh my gosh, it's like really in here. I can feel it. It looks so nice. And let's pop that out very gently. Gorgeous. Look at the birds. Look at that. And then they have the little pop-up abilities here. Now, I didn't think that far enough through to think about what I was going to put behind this, so I'll probably just put a piece of maybe black paper. Oh, it looks so pretty though, seeing right through it. What do you guys think? Let me think about this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, just making sure it's recording. I do have this black glitter card, and I think, you know, this will be fun to go behind that because it'll help it pop and distinguish from the other black behind it, but also just add a nice shine instead of just being kind of, now let me be a little more generous this time so I don't end up cutting too small. And this time we just need the outline. See, I was more generous and I still didn't cut. Hi, Vianney. All right, let's see here. Actually, where's the other piece? Ah, we're saved. Oh, see, that's what I meant. I meant to cut that way so I can get the other piece. So, just kidding. All right, so there we go. And then I'm going to place this in here so I know where to place the handle die. I hope that makes sense, because that way when we put this in here, that'll kind of give me an idea of where this little handle needs to go. Like right there is probably pretty good. I'm going to try to tape it. Give me a smaller piece of tape. And then I can pick this one up. Okay, hope that works for you. I'm going to put a little more tape just in case because it is glitter paper and it might move. Okay. One time I did a whole video and the thing hadn't recorded. And I was like, why? And it's glitched out that way a couple times on me, but then it's funny because when I go to redo the video, because obviously nothing recorded, the second time goes around smoother because, you know, I had just done it, so it was easy for me to just kind of fly through and give the instructions. But, you know, I like to just record. And people always ask me why I don't do lives, and I probably should. I do my videos just like they're live anyway, but it's because with my original channel, what was funny is I didn't know I had editing software on my computer. I didn't realize that for like years. And so I would just record everything. There was no editing. It was what it was, and then I put it up. So people got used to that, you know. They're like, oh, I love the way you show everything. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a reason for it. So anyway, I'm going to use some tacky glue and just make sure I don't get any of the pieces that pop up. And this is really cute. This one has a lot of areas that kind of pop up if you want them to. You can keep them flat too. And so pretty much that's why I do my videos that way, because I think people like to see all the steps. So that's why when something like that happens, I'm like, ah. I mean, it wasn't the biggest deal. Obviously, I just hit it with a heat tool. And I mean, we do that all the time with embossing, but I still like to kind of go through things with you guys. And next time I'm going to find my that little pad. Basically it puts like cornstarch or something, some kind of powder on your paper so that when you go to emboss, the embossing powder doesn't stick to all your paper, but only sticks where the embossing powder, the watermark ink is. Let me move this out of the way because you can't see it very well. And I just never bring it out. So just make sure your ink is super dry. And I paused because I was like, ooh, it looks like it's stuck on everything. So I looked at it real close and I'm like, no, I can see the letters. I can see the butterflies. So I knew it was going to be okay. But it just looked like it was stuck on the whole thing. So I wanted to get a good look at that. All right, I'm going to let this dry for just a little bit. Because of that glitter underneath, it's a little bit harder to keep stuck. Okay, so I have my card base here. I think this is dry enough. Let me clean up this area here. Okay, I thought I cleaned up and there's still things in the way. Where is my... So a lot of times I just fold things by hand, my card bases, but... Sorry guys. with Centura Pro, I'd rather not do it that way because it'll crack. Well, it doesn't crack, but it'll get like lines that don't look very pretty. So I'm going to do this card that opens upwards. So I don't know why, just because I felt like a picture, like it would be kind of cute to have it open a different way. So we definitely want to score this at 5.5 inches. This is 11 by 4 1/4. So only 4 1/4 inches wide by 11 inches long. Basically your standard A2 size paper cut in half the lengthways. Sorry, my score pal fell from where I put it and it made a really loud noise. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to stick down my pretty little art piece here. I'm just cleaning it up because I feel like a lot of embossing powder is still hanging around here. Does that happen to you guys? You always feel like it's all powdery, everything that you did? Okay. So I am going to take a sip of my milk with coffee. I'm just joking. Obviously it's coffee, but I like to put evaporated milk and I put tons of it. So, okay. Again, if you're not good at matting, you want to put some wet glue so you can have some time to move it around if that's what you need to do. But I hope I mentioned that this piece of paper that I started working on was 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Right, this little mat, 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm just going to really give it a nice lay down here. So yeah, definitely check out the sale. I know a lot of you guys jumped right as soon as it went, so hopefully you're getting your items in already. And then I'm gonna put this on here. So again, with something like this, whatever your sentiment's gonna be, I mean, maybe I would put it on the inside or put it wherever you like, or put it on top. Maybe put some little flowers sticking out of here. That would be cute. You know, there's lots of different things you can do with something like this. And I am just going to use my 3D glue gel or dimensional adhesives or whatever it is that you like to use to stick this little gal down. You know, I'm looking at like twine sitting in front of me. I'm like, these are the kind of things I never bring out, but you can wrap it around here and then put this, you know, add a little more texture. Things that I forget about, even though I leave them sitting in front of me so that I use them, but you know me. All right. I'll put a little bit over here too. I think I'm gonna put it down in this corner. Just so it's not floating, but you can put it up higher, you can put it wherever you like, but I kind of want the background also to be super noticeable. So I'm kind of putting it off the edge here, as you can see. I'm pushing it in just a little bit that way. If you put it in an envelope, obviously it'll fit still. And that is it. So thank you so much, Local King, for sending this stamp set for my review. Again, guys, the links will be in the description box. And I hope you guys are all doing well and that this was a fun tutorial. I love that effect of putting that black ink. It's just so fun when you go to do it and it's like, oh, everything underneath there is revealing. And look how pretty the kind of cloisonné enamel look of that. So pretty. Is that how you pronounce it? I think it is. Anyway, guys, have a great day and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.